All right, we got a little garden update for you. Don't mind the weeds and the craziness in here. With moving the garden location and getting it put in the ground really late with all the setbacks, I'd say we're doing pretty good. Check out the corn. Right here we got dill, corn. Like I said, I'm 6 feet tall. That's going to be pretty impressive when it's done. Cilantro is doing really well. We actually have to harvest that today. It's starting to flower.
Hey, Dad.
Yep.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, what?
Where's my broccoli?
So we got some just flowers to draw in pollinators. Over here we got some cabbage, but these little white moths have done some serious work on them. We haven't been able to do anything about the moths yet. Next year we have plans in place for those. We got our potatoes. We've actually harvested some potatoes already and eaten them. They're doing really well. All of our carrots here. Carrots are doing really good.
Carrots.
Green beans. Green beans need to be harvested today. Look at that. They're doing really well. More green beans.
Cucumbers.
Cucumbers.
We have some bell peppers that are in here, but 0 peppers on the plants. And I don't know why they're this year. They've been so slow. Way slower than last year for us. I don't know if it's Peppergate related or not.
Sugar snaps, they're coming in good. Ooh, some of them are getting close.
Some of them are already good.
Oh,
like
yeah.
There's a full one right there, and they're tasty.
Look at that. They're doing well.
Some round cucumbers, lemon cucumbers right in here that I haven't seen any growing yet, but
You got cucumber.
pickling cucumbers.
Some more in there.
Someone got into
Ooh,
it.
zucchini.
A zucchini?
Yeah.
We
Right
shouldn't
there.
have zucchinis in here. That's a cucumber.
Or it's a really big cucumber.
Good. I got no zucchinis growing over here unless a bird put one over here for us. It's entirely possible.
This tomato.
Yep, tomato here.
No fruit on it. Ooh,
Random
lots more
tomato
green
plant that
beans.
made its way over here.
Lots more green beans.
Hate grapes.
We got a few tomatoes popping up here.
Nothing that's ripe yet.
No.
They're all green still. We had a bunch of jalapenos that we planted over here, and they've all died. Not one plant has lived. So we'll see if we even get any bell peppers. I don't know, this has been a weird pepper year, and I know it's not just us.
Peppergate 2023. More tomatoes.
But we did already buy our seeds for next year, so
Yep.
and we got good ones, so we're counting on them.
And now the garden is established in the place that we want it, so we will be able to get it in the ground a lot sooner. And hopefully get all these weeds under control over this winter. We're going to lay down fabric and tarps and all that stuff to kill everything over the winter. We got pumpkins coming in here. This just completely took over this entire corner.
We don't even dare mow along the aisle over here because they're growing, they're tapping down into there, and it's covered in weeds, but we don't want to pull up the roots.
Actually, most of these weeds in here
Are
look
wild
really,
strawberries.
Yeah, they're wild strawberries.
Yep.
Want a booger on me?
They don't get very big. We did find some poison ivy in here this year, which was unpleasant.
I found it the hard way. Yep.
And we've got,
So we got corn planted in between. So you can see there's a tire here. We actually have tires in between all the corn with our squash and watermelon and pumpkins. And
Watermelon.
this is that fancy multicolored corn.
it's like
gonna be-
jewel colored, yeah.
It's going to be pretty cool when we're done.
Yeah.
We got beets.
Beets, and we put lettuce in here. And before we finished getting all of the wire put around the outside of these pallets, something got in here and got into a lot of the lettuce that we have in here. So this is like half of what we had before, but now this later crop of lettuce is not looking so great, and I'm thinking it's because of those moths getting in here. And we have some more cabbage over here, and that's probably why, because the lettuce and the cabbage do great planted together, but next year we're going to have to cover with tunnels with mesh and some PVC pipe tunnels over any aisles that we do this kind of stuff in our garden.
Why are there so many moths?
Lesson learned.
Well, because they want to eat.
They're eating. They're putting their eggs down and they're eating.
We got our green onions. Absolutely took off.
Yeah, they exploded, and now I come out here every day and grab some fresh green onions for our food.
Tomatoes, basil and parsley over here.
Yeah, this random tomato plant that I didn't plant.
And our lovely root garden over here.
All these herbs. I planted so many more herbs than this and they just didn't take off. The parsley did. The basil's doing good. Obviously over there, the dill and the cilantro are doing really well. Our marigolds are looking great, and I'm going to do more of those next year in here throughout the whole garden.
Next year we'll have a lot more volume planted. We just ran out of time with all of the setbacks this year. We kind of planted what we could, got what we could into the ground. But I mean, there'll be enough basil and parsley and cilantro to get through the year.
Yeah, we'll dehydrate all that.
The onions absolutely get us through the year. Green beans, we're going to be canning for sure. Hopefully all of this corn, we got a nice hot snap coming next week. We'll have dill for the pickles.
And for the green beans.
Dill green beans? Gross. Are you high?
It's a thing.
It's not our thing.
It's a thing, apparently. Just talked to the neighbor about it the other day.
Yeah, dilly beans. Yep.
Yes. We also learned a lesson the hard way on some of this fabric that we got. We bought just a couple of rolls for the last few rows that we were putting in of this cheaper garden fabric. And it is doing, I mean, we had it down tight. And it's doing nothing. Nothing for us, for these weeds. They just keep growing underneath there. So we started putting down some tar paper.
Synthetic tar paper that we
tar
had
paper.
left over from your stand project. And that actually works really well. We had the same stuff over here where it was completely mounded up from weeds. Put that down like a week or two ago and it's completely killed everything.
Same with in the middle of this this old greenhouse frame. We were able to kill a lot of this just by putting that tar paper down. And we won't be planting. This will be an aisle again next year. We won't be planting in here. So
I think next year we're going to take hog panels and go over the entire structure just to make sure that it's more sturdy.
it's a little wobbly looking. We do have squash and pumpkins and I think well, it doesn't look like we're going to get any watermelon this year. This just wouldn't go.
We filled the tires halfway full of straw and then put the dirt over top, but we didn't do any kind of fertilizer in there. So I'm not sure if it's just the extra heat from the tires.
We did some compost in there. Not very much, but yeah, I mean, with the straw in there and how warm the tires are, I didn't want to.
And so
Put too
obviously
much.
some of them really took off. So we'll definitely replant those, but these ones that didn't do very well, next year we'll probably just plant them directly in the ground.
We were trying to put cardboard down on the perimeter to help kill the weeds off, but
And we
I
were
don't
gonna
know.
put wood chips on top of all the cardboard to kill everything and have nice walkways. But our wood chipper took a crap on us too. So we had to have that fixed. And then when we got it back, it didn't even work for what we needed it for. So we got rid of that. It's been a summer.
trial and error.
Trial and
I
error.
think that's going to be this whole lifestyle.
Yep.
We have some squash that's coming in over here. We pulled one off yesterday, but we have another one that needs to come off soon. And some that are growing. And this corn is going to be great with a lot of that, which will be good because I will probably freeze some of it and probably can some of it. And I got to pull our beets soon. I pulled one a few days ago and it wasn't quite there, but almost. Getting big. They're getting there. They're almost done. I'm bummed that this last bit of lettuce is not as great. I'm going to see if I can salvage some of it. We have these 2 big stock tanks that we got from a neighbor of ours, and we put them into our garden walkway path here, and we are going to fill them up with a bunch of sticks and rocks in the bottom, and then some of the straw that we have, and we're going to cover that up with a bunch of dirt on the top, and then we are going to plant our winter garlic in here. All right, so I have these filled a good portion of the way. I've got the stock tanks full of straw on top of the sticks. We'll let them sit for a few weeks and come in and fill them up with 6 to 8 inches of dirt and compost and fertilizer, and then plant our garlic for the winter.
Overall, this garden is way more successful than our garden was last year. I think better soil in this area, better location. Still not quite enough to keep us self-sustained for the year, but we're getting there. We've learned a lot. We know what to do next year, what not to do, what's going to work and what won't. Successful year. We've learned a lot. Now it's almost harvest season and hunting season. So I'll see you guys next year.